Hello friends, welcome back to the Red Cup Review. On today's episode, we're showcasing our very first Iron Studio statue. Obviously, Batman and Robin is part of their 1/10 scale statue line. In this video, we're going to be showing you a comparison of this statue along with other statues to show you guys just how kind of it stacks up as far as the size goes. We're going to be taking a look at the sculpt, which is pretty damn good. Taking a look at the paint, which is magnificent. That's really where the statue shines, is in the paint. So we're going to be doing a whip around to show you guys up close in 4K video, just how dynamite this statue is. Yay, say things exciting. Stay tuned. It's not the size of the collectible that counts, it's how you display it. At least that's what I'm told, unless I'm being lied to. This is a wide array of different scales and how the 1/10 scale fits in with other scales, right? So pretty much here we have the 1/4 scale premium format from Sideshow Collectibles of Wonder Woman. She falls in the 23-inch range. That's roughly right around the size of what a premium format is. Then you have the 1/6 scale Tweeterhead Batman from their Superpowers line. Over here in the foreground, you have a Mezco 112 collective Batman figure, roughly around 6.5 inches. The 1/10 scale Batman and Robin, and he's precisely 10.5 inches from the base to the top of his Batarang and around 9.5 inches to the top of his cowl. You have a half-scale Diamond Select Batman bust. It's not exactly half-scale, but that's what they're marketing it as. And then you have a 1/7 scale Mandalorian over here, also from Diamond Collectibles. So 1/7, 1/2, 1/10, a 6-inch action figure, a 1/6 scale Tweeterhead statue, and the 1/4 premium format. This is how they all stack up. If you're the type of collector that, like me, that likes a little bit of everything, try to see what fits in your collection best, this is how they're going to look. This is how they're going to stack up against one another. Personally, I'm into kind of like dropping the size down so the walls don't start closing in with these giant statues. And as nice as these premium formats are, and they really are something to behold when you see them in person, very imposing. But if you're the type of collector that wants to collect the whole DC universe, the whole Marvel universe, a little bit of both, you're really going to have like 40 to 50 1/4 scale premium formats in your house. It gets a little crazy after a while depending on the size of your collection room. So I am dropping my size down right over here. Particularly, you'll hear me say this a few times in the video, the paintwork on the Iron Studios is magnificent. There is actually a link down below if you guys are interested in any of these things. Specifically, the Iron Studios where I ordered mine was from SpecFiction Collectibles, so there's a link down below in the description. You can click there and you can get any Iron Studio collectibles and kind of thumb through their stuff and see what they like. They're doing some great work. Let me tell you, you can pick up some of these other things there too in the Entertainment Earth section and all that other stuff in the description. Anyways, I digress. Let me know in a comment down below of what type of size do you like. I know some collectors only like 1/3 scale, which is just enormous, and that's just, look, if you're into one specific character, or maybe just like the icons, like the big 3 or the big 4 in Marvel, whatever the case is, then yeah, maybe 1/3 scale will work, but not for me. I like a bunch of different characters. I know I got a lot of Batman stuff going on right here because he's my favorite. So again, if you're liking this video and you're digging what I'm doing over here, drop a subscribe, comment, like, let me know all about what you like to collect and all that other good stuff. So without further ado, let's do the whip around and get into the nitty gritty of Batman and Robin from Iron Studios. With a near perfect execution, I'm giving Batman and Robin here a 4.5 out of 5. I'm going to try to be as ultra technical as I possibly can and just nitpick and really try to show you guys the flaws that are on mine, things that I see wrong with it, although your mileage may vary. It's actually quite an excellent piece. Reason number one, See how Robin is ever so slightly leaning to the right over here? In the promo shots, he's actually supposed to be tucked up a little higher on the Batman's arm. Check that out. That would have made it a perfect composition. This slight lean changes the overall composition of the piece. They are jumping off a building, so it's not a complete deal breaker. Although that lean might bother some, it's not going to overall slip and sag. The way he pegs in here will be fine. It's just the overall way he does peg in kind of messes up that where he's supposed to be up here. He ends up down here. But I digress. Moving along, there's a small paint imperfection on his arm right over here. It's almost like the brushwork of the green hit the piece of the red. That's very slight. You could barely almost not even notice it unless you're like right on top of it, but that's my piece, of course. And one more issue I have with it is the overall coloration of the base, which is pretty nice. Not perfect. It does have a little... I've seen paintwork similar on this base. I've seen similar paintwork on a Diamond Select piece. And that's not good for a $200 piece. When, Diamond Select PVC statues have a similar paint job that looks just as good on something that's like, $50 to $70. It's not terrible. The bricks look like brick. The concrete looks like concrete. The overall sculpture of it is amazing. Very excellently well done. The brick should have been a little bit more reddish and not so brown, I guess. I mean, overall, the stone looks like stone, but I've seen similar paintwork in much cheaper pieces. However, I will say that the smoke coming out doesn't look like cotton or cotton candy or anything like that. It actually looks like smoke, and they did some different colorations between a lighter gray, into a darker gray, which is pretty cool. So that kind of saves it a little bit. Also, the overall feel of the piece. I know this is a 1/10 scale statue, but it has the weight. It's not really that heavy. Even for a smaller statue, the statue is just about 10 inches tall. It should have felt a little bit heavier. It doesn't. It's actually very lightweight. So I don't want to say it feels cheap, because it certainly doesn't feel cheap, but it just doesn't have that weight that you would expect in a polystone statue to be. I don't know if the whole statue is made of polystone. It doesn't feel in certain areas like polystone. Certain areas it does. This down here, definitely, the base does feel like it's, polystone, but the rest of the statue, I don't know what material it's made out of, but certain aspects of it to the touch don't feel high quality. Now, the things that do make it stand out and make it amazing, right? So we went through all the negatives. The sculpt on this is absolutely incredible. Like 5 out of 5 sculpt. Looks like they jumped right out of a comic book. Robin's face is excellently well done. The sculpt in the hair is really good. The clothes, the little divots in the outfit, the stitch work, great. Here's another little nit. The black on the R. A little bit of a paint bleed in the actual R itself. And that's something that like kind of draws your eye, so that's a little bit of an issue. The rest of the statue, as far as paint goes, is pretty damn good. So the work on their belts is really, really well done. I love it. I love the look of the cape. The texture of the cape, especially on Batman's, is amazing. Like, really good. It really looks and feels like, I don't know, man. There's just something about it that's just incredible. I love the paintwork that's done on the edges as if it was, kind of dirty and dusty. They got a nice little paint line going over here. It's a little too uniform. Okay, on the scallops of the cape, it's a little bit too uniform where it looks like it was, airbrushed in, and it's well done, but it should have been a little bit more inconsistent to kind of match, his cape wouldn't dirty up like this. There should have been a little bit more inconsistency in the paint. But it's very nicely well done, and the color they chose was very good. He's got some dirtiness on his boots, on the bottom of his boots, which is great, which also matches the back of the cape. Makes the statue look worn and used. Love it on the top of the boot here. The paint here is great. All the stitch work. The actual sculpting on his outfit is incredible, and the paintwork that is done up under his abs is, for a 1/10 scale statue, this is just, I can go on and on for days about just how great this looks. The bat signal looks wonderful. I love the style that they went with. This is like a Neil Adams type Batman. Well, no, it's not Neil Adams, it's Ivan Reis, right? But like, I mean, the coloration reminds me of like the Neil Adams classic Batman and Robin, even though it's done in the Ivan Reis style. So I love that because this is my Batman and Robin. The actual Batarangs are really well done. They look like steel. They look really, really excellent. They're not just one color. It's not just silver or chrome. It's got some layers of black in there too, black wash. So very good. Batman's face is very well done. Love the cowl. It's just, overall, it's just an amazing piece, man. You know, the sculpt work on the hands is really cool. The rope is done in a wire. This is not even like it's not bendable. It's like a sculpted wire, so be careful. That might snap off, especially back over here where it pegs into the back of the Robin's Batarang there. The way the capes are flowing, the overall composition of the piece is it's effing amazing, guys. It really is. I love it. A couple of nitpicks drop it down from being perfect, but hey, how much in life is perfect? You know what I'm saying? They peg in here. Robin pegs in through right here on his boot. Batman pegs in right over here on the top of his boot. And then the cowl and the head come in two different parts, right? So Batman's head pops off just like that. And it's all done with magnets, okay? And then the cape also pegs in the back, so it comes in three parts. The cape pegs in the back here, and then you take the head and you plop it right down. Make sure you put the cape in first and then the head because of the way it sits over here on his back. Robin comes as one piece. And it just, overall, it's just a great piece. I mean, for the price, $205, maybe you can get it for a little bit less. SpecFiction has them available right now, link down below. And it's just a nice piece. If you guys are into smaller statues, but you want something of quality, like high quality, Iron Studios might be the way to go. I hear that their Odin statue is quite incredible. A buddy of mine owns that, and he's over the moon for it. So even the tread work on the back of Batman's boots is... The sculpt work is just something else, man. It really is. So get yours today. Yay. Back to a commercial. But no, really, it's a nice piece. It's not perfect. But if you want smaller statues, this is the way to go. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. This has been a Red Cup review. And we hope to see you on a future episode. Don't forget to subscribe. Take it easy.